Hello everyone, welcome to my live stream. My name is Denise Hutchins and I'm broadcasting to you from Studio Mikarts. Our charity of the month is Best Friends Animal Society, and today is the last day we'll be fundraising for them. So I hope you'll join in. There are two ways you can help me, help them, help the animals. One is to donate here on Twitch via our fundraiser. We've already raised $20 out of $10 goal, so doubled our little goal. All thanks to, let me scroll down, Bigman2K. Yay! Thank you so much. If you can donate, please do so. But if you can't, no worries, because I'll be making a donation at the end of the month based on my unique viewers count. So just bring your friends today and get that viewer count up. So it is Friday, which means it's time for Chibi Friday, and I'm super excited because this is the last Chibi food ingredient that I'm going to be making until November, because I have no more slots open after this on Twitch, because this is going to be a Twitch subscriber badge. So this is the 2-year badge, I think. I'll check later if I actually finish it during this stream. And as you can see, we've got the lines here. I set it up today so that the reference image, look how much taller it is. I had to squish it down so that it would be more reasonable for an icon. Because if this is made really tiny, it'll just be, you wouldn't be able to see anything. Also, it makes it cuter. Anyway, I've got this separate over here. I decided to do that because otherwise I would have to make this canvas bigger in order to make room for the reference. I didn't want to have to do that, so I just put it over here in a separate window. I think I finished updating the lines week. I was going to say yesterday. Last week. I think I finished the lines, but we'll double check. It's pretty easy to double check because all you got to do is, hold on. First, I need to turn off my overhead light. Now that I've pulled my tablet monitor down, that overhead light was shining on it and I couldn't really see. So all you've got to do is go to the layer and do a style stroke. Oh, it's already on there. Sweet, we'll just turn it on. Yep. So we did finish the lines last time. You can tell because there's no stray little green bits indicating pixels that I missed. So excellent. The other reason I'm excited about this is that this week is my last week of streaming this month because I'm taking next week off. And it always feels super exciting to finish a project right before going on vacation. It feels like there's no loose ends left lingering for the week while I'm gone. So I really hope we can finish it. To that end, let's start working on this. We're going to put this into the pineapple. I'm actually going to put the pear copy file into the pear folder so that I don't have to see it at all. It's no distraction for me. And then first we're going to name this base. This is the base color. Oh, woof! Oh my god! Thank you so much! Hooray! This is the best fundraiser we've done! Thank you, thank you, thank you! Oh, wow! You couldn't be outdone, huh? Little competition going on between you and Bigman now. Thank you so much for a $25 donation to Best Friends Animal Society! You're the best! How are you? Haven't seen you in a while. I was starting to get worried. I hope you're doing well. Oh, there were preset amounts. Gotcha. Gotcha. How are you? So great to see you. I mean, to see you as much as I see you in the chat, you know. But, yay! I'm so glad to see you in there. Wow, what a great way to kick off the last streaming day before I go on vacation. This is the best. Thank you, thank you. So exciting. Oh, that's totally understandable. Good, I'm glad that it's nothing bad. Because busy with life, I think that pretty much happens to everybody, so. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, it's just a thing that happens, so. Good. I'm so glad. So glad you're doing alright. Is Ari doing well too? I think about her sometimes because her little chibi comes up on my carousel of chibis that I installed on this new layout that I made. Oh, perfect. Outside playing frisbee. How's the weather over there right now? It's getting kind of cooler here. I was so happy earlier this week. It was actually like rainy, which is my favorite. But now we're back to perfectly blue, cloudless, sunny skies, which sounds great to most people, but to me. Alright, I've filled this in. This is my favorite way of coloring. Color it all in and then erase back to the lines. I just want to make sure there's nowhere I missed. Let's see. I think that's good. Yay! Okay, so we'll turn that effects layer off and zoom in. Start erasing back. Oh, maybe I don't have to be zoomed in 300%. Man, that's way too close. Even for me, that's too close. Oh, dang! 101 at this time of year. I mean, I don't know, you're a lot farther south than me, so maybe that's normal, but that seems pretty hot for this time of year. Autumn equinox is on Sunday. Saturday? Anyway, it's this weekend. Wow. I'm glad too that it was not hundreds again today. Wow. I'm glad at least we're done with that, or at least for now. Who knows? We had a weird, warm winter last winter. I want to say last year, but it was from the end of 2023 into 2024. Last winter. That's better description. I wish the year would turn on an equinox or solstice. That feels so much better. It feels so much better to me. I'll definitely be turning that layer back on to check for missed spots when I'm done with this, as I always do. This gray background does help, but sometimes the pixel is so tiny. I mean, a pixel is a pixel. That's one size, but yeah, sometimes it's like a single pixel that has been missed. This already looks really yummy. It's just a single color. Yeah, it looks like yellow curry. And I love some pineapples in my yellow curry, so it's making me hungry. Which I suppose is good because these are meant to be my favorite foods, particularly my favorite ingredients for making food. And then someday in the future, when we have lots of subscribers and lots of chatters, we'll have an interesting variety of ingredients every day, depending on the length of subscription and who shows up that day and all that kind of thing. And be like, oh, what are we making today? What can you make with broccoli, peanut butter, and chickpeas or whatever? That's the idea anyway. You love the pigeon, Chibi? That is my pigeon Sora, the one that's up right now. I never imagined I would care for a pigeon until become a guardian of a pigeon, until Sora was just, I guess I'll just tell the story. One time we came home from a walk and it was getting really dark. It was almost completely dark. We were walking my dog Soon, who has passed away since this, but he was already losing his sight, and he was so happy after the walk. We went in the backyard and unleashed him, literally. And then he was romping across the yard and a bird flew up into one of our lilac bushes. And we're like, what the heck? Why is a bird just in the middle of the grass? Like, what bird just sits in the middle of a lawn? You know? Like, that was really weird. But then the next day, I think my husband discovered that bird is still there. And it stayed there the whole day on the same branch all day long. Nearly 24 hours, I finally decided no bird would just stay out. It was already weird enough that it's just sitting in the grass like that, and now it's just staying on this branch all day without moving. So I got my kitchen gloves on, went outside with like a towel, because I had no idea what kind of bird it was. And I go out to the lilac bush, and I could see it's a pigeon. I'm like, oh, it's a pigeon. What the heck? And then so I'm like carefully reaching up. I don't know anything about pigeons. Like, is it going to attack or, you know, but no, she just let me pick her up, and then I brought her in. At some point I got her into like a cat carrier or something like that, and yeah, then I just started researching stuff like, should I bring her to the Humane Society? What should I do? And from some of my research, it sounds like adopting out pigeons is kind of a hard sell, and that if you're able, it's better if you can just take them in, and they'll do stuff like self-rescue, because pigeons are actually domesticated animals that have just been, they're considered no more use to humans, so unless they're used for racing or something, that's why we have all these feral pigeons in the cities. And so I decided, you know what, let's just see if she's healthy, and if she is, we'll adopt her. And we did. And so that's the story about Sora, and that's who that was there. And then the next year we got her what became basically her husband. We adopted another pigeon. So that's the white pigeon that's on the rotation there, is Kumo. And Sora, by the way, is Japanese for sky, and Kumo is Japanese for cloud. Alright, story over. Time to get back to coloring. I think I'll just make another layer for the top. I'll put pineapple top. I think maybe I could color the whole thing just on 2 layers. Oh, I put pineapple with an M. It's hard to type when your keyboard is sideways. There we go. Okay, I'm going to clip this to the base color, and then that way I can color this freely and only need to erase right here at this bottom edge. Okay, so I'm going to select a color from over here. At least I'll try. Oh, it's on eraser still. Has to be on brush. And then I want a mid-tone, so maybe something like something like this. We'll try this. Okay. Now I can make this brush real big. Boom. Kind of looks like the Jamaican flag. Is that what it is? I think so. I want to look it up on my phone real quick. Jamaican flag. Oh yeah, it does. It totally does. Because it's green, yellow, and black. And it looks just like it. The colors, I mean. The Jamaican flag is not pineapple. It's a 2 like longer green triangles, 2 shorter black triangles, and a yellow X in the middle. Wow, I'm so proud of myself for thinking of the right flag. Just realized I didn't actually turn on these stroke effects. Oh wow. Okay, there are a few spots I missed when I was erasing back. Look at this. So this is why I put this stroke effect on here. So you can just barely see any, that's fine, but those were not visible to my naked eye. But, oh, and here's a whole line. Ooh, bump right there. So this just keeps it really nice and tidy. Because you never know when those little tiny pixels, maybe those would have just disappeared once I brought this down to size. Because it is going to get super tiny for Twitch. But I've had it happen where for some reason it's like, no, I must preserve that pixel. And then there's like a weird stray pixel that's really obvious in the small version. Or on a certain background color. Because this is going to be a transparent ping image. So that's why I like to keep it clean. Boom. Okay, so now I'm going to bring this effects layer up onto the pineapple top and check for any missed pixels here. Doesn't look like I missed any, but there's somewhere it's sticking out a little bit farther than I'd like. There. Sweet. So I'm going to turn that off. And now let's just start shading. So we've got the base color. So I'll lock those pixels and I'm going to get my favorite textured brush in Photoshop, which is the Pastel Palooza. I want it bigger. This can go smaller. And yeah, I'm going to... So I was just thinking to myself about something, whether I wanted to do it or not, and I think I'm going to. Almost all, but not all, of my Chibi food badges so far are lit from the left. Some of them are lit from the right, but since so many of them are from the left, I just feel like flipping this reference image and coloring it that way, so I'm going to do that. Let's see how to do this. Flip. I can never remember. No, I did it wrong. I can never remember what that means. Flip canvas vertical, because it's flipping along the horizontal line, so that's why I'm always confused. So when you flip canvas vertical, you're flipping along the horizontal, and when you flip horizontal, you're flipping along the vertical, so it just doesn't compute in my brain. Okay, there we go. So we'll have it lit from the left side like this. First thing I like to do is alright, let's see. I'm gonna get on this one, and I want to choose... Wait, let's choose this color first. So it's in that wheel as a reference. I like to choose a first level shadow, so I don't want it to be too dark yet. Especially because in these little... but I've got lines for that, so... Okay, we're looking for one step darker, and then we'll go a second step darker. That's what I'm trying to get at. And then we'll go one step lighter for highlights. Okay. Let's make this real big. Now coming over here. Oh, did I just paint on there? I did. Don't do that. I just want to select. Now we're going to select a darker color than that. Where do I want to get it from? I don't want this super dark color because this color right here, I'll use that for these lines I've drawn with the ink. So I'm looking for something darker, but oh. Well, maybe I'll just have to go with that color because, oh yeah, there's a really super dark color. Anyway, oh, there's looks like almost black. Okay, maybe I will go with that color. What the heck? What the heck? This one's pretty good though. Okay, we'll do this one. It's mostly up here. Where the top is shading it. Okay. Let's get some other... Oh, forget I have to actually tap on it for it to work over here. Although it looks like it did select it, but it's... I don't know. It doesn't show me this ring, and I want to see the ring. This lighter part on the bottom, and I don't know if that's just from the lighting or if that's, this is even like greenish yellow. Maybe that's the color of the skin itself on the pineapple. Okay, starting to choose some lighter colors now. I'm just selecting them even though I'm not seeing the wheel. It's like, whatever. Let's just select and see what happens. Yeah, that's a little too light. Sort of yellow color here for the middle. Ooh, really it's starting to look like a pineapple though. I'm just sitting back and looking over here at the navigator to see what the overall effect is. Like, is it looking round enough? Cylindrical enough? I think it's looking pretty good though. I haven't been able to capture this green color I'm seeing. Maybe it's just a trick of the light or something. I was saying how I like to pick two shadow colors and a highlight color. But I forgot that when I use this brush, I end up just layering on a million different colors. It's kind of different from doing cell shading. Cell style shading. It's more like painting. This type of coloring is more like painting. I almost pulled the color from the drawing, which is fine, but it would be harder to pick because these are a lot more mixed into each other. Finally gonna make the brush smaller, just for this little part on the bottom. The bottom should definitely be some of the darkest area on the pineapple, because it's sitting against whatever it's sitting against, and that's blocking light. Get that brush size back up. Too much. A little too much shadow there. Let's bring it back. Just keep looking up at the navigator to see the smaller version, see what the overall effect is. The color, the shading. Let's see if it's looking round enough, three-dimensional enough. Alright, I'm going to start pulling from the drawing for colors. I think we've got a nice variety of colors in here. The coloration looks good. Now I just want to get the shading. Alright, I want a warmer brown from over here. Oh, that was too hard of a stroke right there. Wow. Gotta paint lightly. Getting so close. I was trying to get at the cylindrical look. It's evading me. Oops, that's more yellow than I thought it would be. Oh, orange color. Too much. Whoops, too much, too much. Slowly but surely getting there. Getting the look I want. I don't like these sort of pastel colors I'm picking up. To be more vibrant. Is that okay? And that's more vibrant. Alright, that's a little too hard, but that's more the color that I'm going for. I'll try it again, but not pressing so hard with my stylus. That. Okay, finally satisfied with the base color. Hooray! So now we're going to do the top. I will still use the Pastel Palooza, but I'm not going to do this more painterly acrylic oil style painting over and over and over. I'm going to be a little more precise because of these, the way these, I don't know, fronds or leaves, I'm not sure what to call these spikes that come out of the top of a pineapple. I've drawn them individually here, so I want to color in a way that makes sense for the lines. Still, I could do a little overall. So let's see, let's select this color first and then a first pass of shading. Oh, blast it. I forgot to lock the pixels. Gotta lock the pixels, otherwise, as you can see, it will just color over everything. Okay. I'll tidy up the edges of all this coloring later. Just getting the base colors down everywhere. Oh, there goes the dryer. Speaking of pigeons earlier, I was watching the pigeon towels for I call it their apartment, their indoor housing. It was towel washing day, so those are all dry now. Hooray! It's been so nice as the heat waves are over. The wildfires are, fingers crossed, over. And that means the pigeons have been able to go outside in their aviary, which I saved up for last year. And then I was so disappointed when the summer was so unseasonably hot and terribly smoky that the pigeons hardly got to go outside at all, it felt. They got to go out in the spring. But they're back out there now. To be honest, they're actually pretty big homebodies. They don't actually like going outside, but it's much better for them. It's much healthier for them to have a larger area to fly in and get more exercise and more mental stimulation from just different things being in the environment instead of being in the house all day. So I make them go outside even though they're like, no, and all day they're like begging me, please bring us back inside. We just want to hang out in our room all day. Being able to bring them outside is also great for changing the towels in their apartment, because then I don't have to try to work around them to make it happen. I bring them outside and they're all good out there, and then I can work on their apartment freely. This is looking pretty good. Now I'm going to zoom in and try to clean up these edges and see if that helps it look really complete. What's wrong button? There we go. A lot of them are pretty good, but there's certain areas like right here where one color is bleeding over too much from another color from one leaf into the other. Or not enough, like right here. Need a little more to come down there. Here, even within the same leaf, because this leaf is flopping over. It's a little more detail even in the same area. How's that looking overall? Also, let's save. I haven't saved this entire time. It's been 45 minutes and I have not saved yet. Not looking bad, but it also looks a little... I'm particularly focusing on the greens at the top, and there's something that's not quite even looking about them. I think we've got a lot of really dark areas here, but then really bright areas over here, and it just doesn't seem to lend itself to the overall lighting. So I'm gonna darken some of the highlights on this side. So it's fine if there's highlights, but if it's too much, it takes away from the overall effect. Maybe I need to lighten a lot of these leaves on the other side too. Just overall. Not thinking of it as highlight so much as the overall color is just so bright on that side. That's looking better overall. This one still seems a little bright, so let's darken it a bit. If you heard a buzzing noise just now, that was my watch telling me it's time to get up and move. So getting close. 10 minutes till break time. We're not quite there, watch. How's that? Oh, that's a lot better. That's a lot better. I need a sort of smudging brush, but sponge tool never really works the way I'd like it to work. Can I use the pastel blues? No? Why does it bring me to this menu then? Let's see. What if I just do this? Oh no! It takes the color away. Oh, because it's mode to desaturate. Oh, saturate or desaturate. Okay, I don't want that. I want... No. Dodge, burn, or sponge. No. I don't want that. There's... What's this? Adjustment? No. Or smudge. Smudge. But I don't want to lose. It's so much better in Clip Studio Paint. Certain things are so much better done. Admittedly, this is Photoshop, originally designed for editing photos, not creating paintings, but no, I just have to keep painting. Just have to be patient. Well, I think the lighting is fairly good. I need to take a little bit away over this frond leaf. I'm not sure what to call these. It's way better than it was. We've got a lot more sense of depth and shape now. I think maybe at this point I just need to keep working all the leaves so that they are colored and shaded in a way that looks good for them. So not looking as much at the reference, but working each leaf. So I've got a sort of impressionistic style coloring going on, so I want to tighten it up a little bit. Try and capture this lighter color. Yeah, maybe right there. Oh, thank you, Wolf. Yay! Glad you think so. Coloring it this way is more difficult than to just do cell shading. But I really like the texture of this brush, so I wanted to get that texture in there. Guess I could have done cell shading and then just add the texture to the edges like I did on a previous one, but I felt like doing it this way. I think this will look really good when it's made all tiny for an icon too. A lot of these leaves, I'm noticing, have this little yellow tip on it, and some of them are starting to go brown. Oh, that's not really this brown color. Oh, can't get it. I'll try to get it from a different one. That. Oh, that's better. Okay. I think I need to look less at the reference image. I know I already said that, but I kept looking at it anyway. And I've ended up with this top middle frond looking really, really bright. And it doesn't really match the shading around it. And it's probably because in this drawing, it's a lot shorter than in the reference image I'm working from. So let's tone it down a little bit. Oh, it's way better. Way better. I'm going to tone down a bunch of other areas too. Okay, now I want to bring a little bit back. These leaves right here, letting them a little flat. That's so much better overall. Let's save it real quick. In fact, I think that's good enough for the overall coloring. Let's go back in and do what I was doing earlier, which is just cleaning up around the edges to help create a little bit of separation that is matching these outlines. Let's make that dark, actually. Cloud himself. There's the other pigeon. Yes. That's funny. When you say it like that, it sounds like I named him after Cloud from Final Fantasy. Which he is just as beautiful, so... Kumo really is just a gorgeous. He's so pretty. He's a little prince. You can't tell in the chibi because I picked a picture of him sitting down for the reference, but before I adopted him, when he was rescued, he was found with fishing line wrapped around one of his feet so badly that it had already died. The foot had already died. So they amputated it, and so he has a little limp. And that's part of the reason we have towels in the pigeon apartment. We already were using towels because it's so much easier. It's less waste to just wash them instead of like buying. Some people say, you know, use paper, like sheets of paper, and then you can just throw them away, but then you have to be buying all this paper. And plus, it's not that comfy for the pigeons to walk on, so I was like, oh good. We already have it set up for him. A comfy setup for him to hobble around on his little stump. No, I don't actually like adding that highlight there. I like it how it is. A little bit here. Nah, I won't add it there either. Yeah, that's so nice. Fleece for the guinea pigs. Was it high pile? I don't know if that's the correct term. Was it high pile or low pile? Because I can imagine my pigeon's claws getting stuck if it was really big fluffy stuff. Oh, low. Okay, good. Because I imagine guinea pigs have claws too. Yes, that's so nice for them, I think, to have a cozy, cuddly place to live. And maybe that's part of the reason why the pigeons wanted to stay inside. So we don't have towels all over the aviary because it's outside and we don't have enough towels. Zoom out and look at this real small. Also save it. So maybe what I need now, this looks pretty good. Although perhaps this leaf in the center is a little too dark. But what I was going to say is the body of the pineapple now looks a little flat compared to these greens on the top. So I could go back and work on that. It looks metallic. Yeah, we gotta find a nice... What am I doing? I'm drawing on here. That's not what I wanted to do. No. Well, I can't draw on it anyway. It's locked. I need to find a nice balance here. So it does look like pastels now that I've worked it like crazy. It's just this part here on the... It's bewildering how it catches the light, and it, when I look at it, I'm like, you know what? That's right. That's what they look like when I've seen a pineapple in real life. And then when I'm coloring it, I'm like, there's... It doesn't... I guess what it is, maybe, is my existing visual language for pineapples. So simplified pineapples that I have seen elsewhere don't usually draw their fronds or leaves or whatever you would call this. They don't draw them like this. They don't color them naturally. They just make them sort of green and then shade the green in an extremely simple way. Still, when I make it that small, especially now that I have made this little area in the middle not quite so dark, I think that looks pretty good. So let's go back to the pineapple body. And hopefully by the time... Of course, we could always, if it's a little too much, we could always try something like putting in an overlay. In fact, we could just do it right now. We put an overlay on the pineapple top, although it will go on the bottom. Oh, I know what to do. Okay, so I'm going to make a new layer. I'm going to put top overlay. We'll just experiment with it now and finalize it later. And we will... No, we'll just leave it. I'm going to go to base color. Use the... No, this one. The magic wand tool. Select that. Then hit... Oh, where is it? Wait, I can reach it here. Remote Alt, which minuses, and we're going to minus using the pineapple top. That part. Now, we should be able to... Wait, I'm confused. I've done this wrong. Let me think about this. I think I needed to reverse the selection first. Okay, we're going to filter, no, select, and reverse the selection. Oh, inverse. Here we go. There, now it's selected on the inside. And we'll use the, yes, this layer. So now we hit Alt and click here. There we go. So that it's only selected on this area. Oh look, there's a tiny little bit right there. But it's behind the line, so it's okay. And now we can go to the top overlay. I want to pick one of the richest colors I can. Maybe I'll make it more rich. They're actually pretty pastel colored. Let's do that. Try that. Now, fill with foreground color. Okay. Now we can deselect and, oh blast it, a little bit made it through. That's okay, we'll just erase. Oh, it's past break time. I am so into this. I really want to finish it. But it's good to take a break. Good to rest the body, rest the eyes. So I am going to put on my be right back sign. Hope everybody else, I encourage you to take a break yourself. I will be back in 5 minutes. everyone, I'm back and the puppies are back. I hope you had a great break. I had a most amazing snack. I got these in my Vegan Essentials, or was it Vegan Essentials? No, it's called I can't remember what my snack box is called. Vegan Essentials is an online grocery store I use. Anyway, it's Brahmi brand pickled lupini beans. And this one flavor was called Mediterranean Medley. Oh man, so yummy. I never tried them before. But I was like, what can I eat real quick for a snack? And I found that and oh, so good. I actually put 2 servings in and so I still have some for after the stream. Man, those are so good. I'm like cheered because they were so tasty. Okay. It's actually really great to have a break for my eyes. So I can come back to this refreshed since I don't feel like I'm struggling. It just feels difficult to make this pineapple into a simplified chibi. But I think doing this overlay already is the way to go because this looks so much better. I'm going to try these different, what are these called? I always forget. Blending. I'm going to try these different blending options. Although I want to look at it small so I can see what the difference is. And of course we can adjust the opacity too. I only put it on 50% for now. That's too dark. All these burn ones. This is way too dark. I'll probably end up going with overlay. I always use that one. Not always, but so often. Look at that, crazy. It's so vibrant. Yeah, what do you know? I was like, oh, this one's nice. I look over, it's overlay. These light ones are also usually pretty good too. That soft light. Well, that's interesting. It doesn't really match the image, but I like the overall look, though. It doesn't work with the picture I'm trying to make. Whoa! Divide becomes a space pineapple. Hue. Nah, I think I'm gonna use color's all right. Let's put it on overlay. I always like overlay. It's because you don't lose too much of the highlights and shading. Yeah, I think this is what is bugging me. Because it doesn't match what I expect a simplified pineapple to look like. Just to 50%. Let's make it a little bit more vibrant. I suppose something else that I'm seeing now is that the top I ended up, and it looks like it in the reference here, there's this really dark spot, but I didn't go that far on the body part, so the pineapple body. So let's do that. Let's take it a little farther on the orange area. Am I on the right tool? Nope. It's on eraser. So let's pick a really dark color and get bold so that it matches how dark it looks on the fronds. That's pretty good. Alright, the next thing I wanted to do was add these little papery bits that stick out here. I've already drawn a lot of them, so I just need to color them in, basically. So let's pick a color from the middle, and we'll start with that. And I'm going to do it on a separate layer so that if I want to change it, I can do so without worrying about affecting what I've already colored. I'm just going to do the hard round because this is such a small detail. Let's do the hard round brush. Though I say that, and it would be nice if it sort of faded into the pineapple, so maybe I will. I'll go back to the Pastel Palooza. Pastel Palooza. We'll make it really small. And this way we can have a little taper into the rest of the colors below. I'm gonna have to use a different color for over here. It doesn't look right over here. It needs to be brighter. But I'll just start with this, and then I can lock the pixels and change the color easily. Yeah, it looks so dark over here. Oh, and these are this pointy thing. Whatever this pointy thing that comes up on the side. It's the same stuff. Didn't get them all on this side yet. Coloring so precisely after not really being that precise all this stream. It's making my arm a bit tired. I'm going to take these ones away. It's hard to decide if to add any or not. Or just follow the inked lines. I think I'll just follow the inked lines. Maybe right here. Obviously there would be one here because it goes 1, 2, 3. Having an idea, but I'm not sure about it. It's tough because I purposefully did not draw these little details on the face. So I want the face to be more simple. But then I have to decide what to do about making it work. What should I do? So I'm just thinking about it. Maybe for now, I will look at the blending styles for this layer. Woo! I love going through these. It's really fun just to see what happens. Oh, that's way too light. I'll probably put it on overlay if I use this at all. Might just put it on normal. Look at these spicy spikes. It makes it look like it's flaming. Whoa! Whoa! It's a dark pineapple. A light pineapple. This is actually kind of what I had in mind here, but it's too extreme. It's the opposite of what I wanted. What was overlay like? It didn't really... Yeah. Just put it on normal. Oh, I never named this layer anything. Let's call it spikes. Now I'm going to lock the pixels. I think all I really want to do is just tone down the color a little bit so that it's darker on the more shadowed side. And lighter on the lighter side. That's pretty good. I'll leave it like that. Let's zoom out and see what it's looking like now. Oh yeah, that's looking pretty good, especially with that overlay on the top. So even this small, I feel like it's like maybe right here, 1.5%. Still gives the impression of pineapple. So let's color the lines next. So to lock the, got it called pineapple, but let's call it pineapple lines. And now I have locked the pixels. So now what I want to do is take the darkest color I can find, which is probably this green, but let's look at the brown. Nope. So you can tell black is at the bottom here of this color picker box. The green, the cursor goes down a little bit. So I'm going to take that and make it even darker. So it's almost going to be black, but not quite. And that will be the base color that I add to the lines to start with. Since the pixels are locked, I can just do this. I'm going to come back and make the eyes and mouth actually black. So I'm liking keeping those black that way. Even when the badge is super, super tiny, the eyes and mouth really stand out because it's such a big contrast. Okay, now I'm just going to go through and start adding colors that are slightly darker than what is filled in. Hopefully that makes sense. And I'll use the Pastel Palooza. So let's do this color. And make it significantly darker. This color. Probably use this color in a lot of these areas. I'll come back and tighten up these lines later. Actually, I'll just use this color over here, and this color for over here. No, let's just use this one. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Right now I'm just focusing on the fronds, so there's a lot of color going onto the pineapple body part that I'm going to, I keep calling it body part and then I'm like, wait, that's a different word. Anyway, the body of the pineapple, so like right here you could really see that. I will clean that up later when I'm actually working on the body. I'm not trying to make these match, pulled the wrong color, not trying to make these match the colors I colored with. They still should look like outlines because I like that look. So that's why. I still want it to be dark enough that it looks like an outline. that's the same color I was already using. Oh well. Alright, I want this one. There's a highlight here. That brown color go. Oh, that's really dark. That's too dark for way up here. I'll just leave it like this. Maybe I missed this leaf. Yep. Okay, now time to clean up a little bit. It's really hard to see in these areas here. Let's get a really tiny brush. I just want the lines to look like they belong to the appropriate leaf. Trying to grab the slider bar. Instead, I just grabbed the bottom edge of the window. A little softer of a transition, I think. Oh, suddenly the fans on my PC picked up. It's getting pretty warm in there, I guess. In my tower. Oh, this line should be a lot lighter. There we go. I just missed this line. Let's bring that darkest green up. It's hard to narrate this because I have to think quite a bit about what I'm doing. Which lines I'm choosing to do what to, where to bring each color. But I think that's good. And it looks pretty good. Well, maybe it's a little too dark here compared to the lines around, so let's change that because this is really standing out here and not necessarily in a good way. Same thing here, just a little too dark. Especially with this little bit of highlight here. How's that look? Also, let's save. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, so let's do the same thing down on the body of the pineapple. So just pick nearby colors and then make them darker. That's not quite dark enough. Let's go even darker. And here I shall be careful about where the lines are meeting the leaf areas because I've already worked on that, so I don't want to have to clean that up again. This is overall a good color, but I want a little even darker one for up here, this super dark area here. It's not dark enough still. Alright, bring this one back. So I like this color quite a bit, this dark brown that I've mostly used so far. So I think I'm going to use it most everywhere on this shaded side. I've got to remember to come back and color the eyes and the mouth. Hexadecimal 6 zeros black. I think I should bring that really dark color I made down here into the bottom of the pineapple. Alright, let's pull that color. This also helps give weight by making it really dark on the bottom. Helps it sit firmly. Okay, new color. Oh dang, I got a little bit of a leaf. Ah well, can always fix it. Oops. Come on, grab this. Oh, it doesn't move anymore, that's why. I was like, why isn't it grabbing it? Why isn't it moving it? We can't go any further. Maybe an even lighter color over here. I'll think. Oh, I don't know. Maybe it'll be okay. here where there might be a little shadow cast by these leaves here. But let's choose a lighter color now. Like that, and how dark like this? Okay, that works. Ooh, it looks so shiny. A little bit more transition here into this really dark color at the bottom. No, how is there only 10 minutes left? I want to keep working on this. Hold on, before I forget, I want to clean up this right here. A couple areas where I got on the leaf. I want to bring back the leaf color right there. And then I think here I just wanted to refine the leaf shape. Whoops, wrong color. So it's cool, by coloring the lines I can make differentiation right here between what part of this line, which when it was inked was just all one thing. What part is leaf and what part is spike. Oh, that's really sharply defined. And over here I wanted to bring this darker color in right under here. Not too much, but just a little bit. Maybe here too. Oops. Come on, stay open, window, please. Thank you. Save it. Yup. Okay, when I look up here, this bit of brown stands out in, again, not a good way, so I'm going to add a little specialty color to the lines to make it feel like it fits in properly. This brown tip. I'm going to do the same thing with this one too. Any others I want to do that with? Yep. Actually, this color might be fine for this one. Nope, it's the same. Looks like the same color. Alright, bespoke colors for all of the fronds. Is this one good? Save again. Alright, going back to this bottom part of the pineapple. It just seems a little too dark to have this really dark brown all the way across the bottom. So I'm going to bring that warm, rich red brown in. But I'll keep it over on this side where it's more shaded anyway. What does it look like if I make it super tiny? It looks pretty good, but I am having the issue. It was bothering me, these little spikes. I've drawn them as spikes, but it actually comes out of the shape that they're in the middle of, and so they're not looking substantial enough. I wonder if I make another layer, layer one, and how am I going to do this? Because then the color will be wrong. This is so hard. I want to just like click my brush like this. But it doesn't really work. It doesn't work the way that I'm thinking. Okay, before I move on to that, let me recolor the eyes and the mouth back to true digital black. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to finish this today. I thought I would, but pineapple is a pretty complicated shape. Pretty complicated figure to draw. Overall, I think it's coming along quite nicely. I just want to try something. Something else that's bothering me is it's looking a little too pastel-y. I wonder if I can just do a blur and... Oh no, that looks terrible. Or what if I make the radius smaller? No, cancel. We'll just leave it. It's just going to be like this. This is going to be like this. So I've got to figure out spike under. I want there to be a little bit more impact. I use the chunky charcoal. Blah, no. I always want to try it, and it never works the way I think it'll work. What if I just, without using my stylus, if I do this? Oh, I have an idea. Maybe we don't need the spike under. Oops, I didn't want to rename that. The lines around the spikes. If I recolored those, so they're lighter. Yes, we'll even do the ones on the sides. maybe it's good that I'm not finishing this today. I've got less than a minute. Because some things are giving me trouble. So having a week off, coming back to it in 2 Fridays, I will have had plenty of time to sleep on it and get some new ideas. Yeah, I don't like that. I'm gonna color the whole thing in on the side. All right, we're at time. Let's stop work on this for today. Put my monitor back up, bring my keyboard back in front of me, and my mouse. Oh, we could do one last look at the overall progress. We just had the black lines on the gray background, and now it's fully colored. We're just working on the little details. I click save because I don't think I saved after that last little bit of work. Yay! What does it look like when I make it small? It definitely looks like a pineapple now. So yeah, just gotta work out the details. So it'll be good. Take a break. Take a nice long break and come back to it. I have a feeling I might want to work on coloring these fronds a little bit more to make them less painterly and a little bit more cell shaded looking. But we'll just let that thought sit and stew. Let's see. I know I can't trust the little viewer count thing on the stream manager. But to be honest, I'm feeling really tired again today, so I think I'll just end my stream here without rating, just like yesterday. We can all start our weekends early. Yay! So, I won't be back next week because I'm taking vacation. It's my wedding anniversary on Sunday. Yay! And I always take the week off. So, I'll be back in 2 weeks on Wednesday with some more illustration work. It will be October by then, so I'll be starting Inktober. I'm just going to work on my Imaginaturalist sketchbook series because that's a black and white pen and ink drawing series. So I'll be back then. I hope to see you at that time. Thank you so much for watching today. Thank you, Wolf Axe, for donating $25 to our fundraiser. $45 raised out of $10 thanks to Wolf Axe and Bigman 2K. Awesome. This is the most successful fundraiser we've ever had. So thank you so much for that as well. That's it for me today. Thank you for watching.